Okay, what I'm going to do for you guys, it's a special treat, I'm going to take you through the panning process. Now, as you can see, I collected my material. It's in the pan, nice and proper there. Now, I probably overfilled this a bit, but I've been doing this a while. When you're first starting out, I recommend not to go over the level of the pan. That's probably pretty important, otherwise all your gold will just go wee out the sides. Now, first thing I will do is I'll just give it a bit of a level here and try and wash those stones on the top. Now, what you really want to do is make sure nothing leaves the pan at this stage, okay? So, I'll fast forward a bit. Okay, so as you see, I've done a bit of wishy-washy cleany. These stones on the top, I've washed the clay off them. All the gold should have fallen into my pan. Now, at this point, gold should not be at the top anymore because I have agitated, I have shaken, I have washed, I've done what I can to make sure that heavy stuff gets right to the bottom. Now, facts, gold is 19.3 times heavier than water. Ooh, interesting. Now, in this particular creek, that makes it the heaviest thing here. The thing that I find in my pan right before the gold would be the mineral sand, which is a really fine white mineral sand that also comes from the quartz. It's very heavy, it's also in the clay. Now, if you've done the process right, being the properties of gold are so unique, you should find that gold in the bottom of your pan. Now, I'm going to continue washing and settling. It's very important to make sure at this stage that everything stays fluid in my pan and nothing sits on top. Now, sometimes I find myself stopping and looking at these quartz rocks. They come in really interesting different shapes, sizes and colours, and on the odd occasion I do find gold in them. Now, if you know anything about where gold comes from, look it up or come and see me on tour and I'll teach you a little bit about where gold comes from. Now, I better keep going. So then, massage and massage. Get your hands in there. What you can't see me doing right now, I've got my hands in the pan and I'm actually massaging, squeezing those clay rocks. Now, if you've got clay in your pan out here, it's like the sand of out here. Gold can also be found in sand, like the black sands on the beach, I believe. Black clay, grey clays, but out here the clay often captures the gold, right? So what I stress is do not leave any clay balls in your pan. Let's give this a massage. Now, as I'm crushing, what you can't also see are my thumbs. They're going into the bottom of the pan and running along the bottom. Also, my fingers, I'm cleaning out just around the rims, making sure nothing's stuck into those corners and crevices. I'm actually getting my fingers in there and digging them around. All right? I need to feel the bottom of that pan. I need to make sure everything that is super heavy has gone to the bottom. Now, I'm pretty happy that everything's fluid. Still wobbling like jelly, look at that. Oh yeah, and I've actually broken all the clay. If you have a close look at that, I cannot see any more clay in there, which is about basically where you want to be at by now. Right? Now what I'm then going to do is a bit of settling, just to make sure in that process, anything that I've brought to the top, I need it back at the bottom. All right, now at first I'm just going in circular motions in the water. All right. Now I think that's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is just change the direction from round and round towards the front of the pan. But what I want to also do is have the pan on a slight angle forward. Not too far towards those ridges you can see on the pan. Just on a slight angle. Now, visually, I have a look. If I have followed the process correctly at this point, my gold should be sitting right now here in the bottom of the pan. All right, it should be in that area. To look at it from the top, I'll just draw a little line there. Should be probably around there somewhere. So that's the zone that I want to protect. I don't want to wash anything out low in here. That should be where the gold is. Now slowly, I'm going to start to lick away the top layers of stone, the bigger layers. You can remove some by hand. Obviously, if they're light enough to be on top, they are not gold. And if you just watch that licking, you ready? You're just going in, you're allowing the water to drag it off. Bit of a shimmy to make sure it's still fluid on the bottom. Just drag it off. Just dragging it off. Another recircle and shimmy, and then just drag it off. Now, the more you do this, the more confident you'll get with this. I've done probably thousands of pans and found a little bit of gold doing it. So I do kind of know what I'm doing. Back yourself. Alright, a lot of people will spend an hour on their first pan. That's fine. Alright, you want to get it right. You don't want to throw your gold away. You spend a lot of energy trying to dig it up. But you also, you need to know when to stop. I'm just going to scrape those away because they're at the back and they're on the top, so they're super light. And my gold should be deep down there. At this point you can see everything in my pan getting a lot finer. Alright, I'm getting rid of all the bigger stuff and I'm getting some very, very fine stone in there. Hey? That's pretty cool, right? That's what we want, because we're going to get it right down to the very fine stone. Like I said, in the bottom of your pan will be gold, heaviest thing, then the mineral sand, then your ironstone. The more you do this, you'll work out what's in the creek around you. You'll work out what you're looking for. Now, a big thing with learners, I noticed, if you've got no mineral sand, you've done something wrong. Go back to the start, try again. I thought I'd better get you guys close in on the action here. Now for this part, I just want to take what I got off the front, nothing less, settle that down into there, give it a good shimmy, peel it off the front, just off the front. Like I said, we should know where our gold is. Our gold should be sitting in that last ridge there. So I'm not touching that, I'm just going around it and around it. Around it,
Yay!
around it. Be very gentle, very easy. Yeah, I think I can already see a little bit of gold there. How good's that? So I'm an ex-surfie from way back, so I call this tied in, tied out. Tied in, tied out. Now I'm doing this quickly because I'm doing it one-handed. But what I'm looking for is basically in this area here, I'm waiting to see any colour show up as I'm washing away with that water. I see gold. And we just keep washing that. Would you look at that? Ain't that just a beautiful thing? Right there in the pan. Hey. Would you look at that? How pretty is that pan, hey? Wow. So, safe to say, I'm going to go back to that spot and I'm definitely going to trust my metal detector today because it is on. Peace.